I see soccer, right? Damn Zapper's going ham. Going ham. Alright, let's see what do we have real quick. Let's see what do we have. The V-Rising on sale, let's see. Oh, the Under Lilies too, alright. Nice clapping, nice. How is it? How is it? Everything's fermented. Deep Rock Galactic on huge sale, insane. Yeah, otherwise is also something I should probably play. That also sounds like it. And just watching it on YouTube, I mean, that's an option too sometimes, yeah. Well, at least it's good to watch to see, you know, to help you form the opinion, let's put it that way. It's good to form the opinion. Yeah, the Blood Quest Chapter 2 I need to play. I'll need to find time for that. What is this one? No, Prologue, I think. Yeah, it's not the full one. Full one I don't have. 8th of November, alright. Nice clapping, nice. Sounds good, huh? Doors Paradox. Puzzle, alright. Espresso Tycoon. Underwater. Wait, what the fuck? Free underwater mission from the Espresso Tycoon. The underwater coffee shop, damn son. Alright. Really positive, huh? It looks alrighty. It's a bit too dang there, but I mean, looks okay. Maybe, maybe. And the spooky music has a Fallout. Fallout can make it a bit lower though. It's a bit too dank now. There's a good old Fallout there. Les classiques. Yeah, Julie, not sure about that one. Not sure about that one. Yeah, this one already wasn't last week we checked that one. Alright, racing. Not much of a racist myself. Trophy Center is out. Very positive, alright. This one I remember. Yeah, this one with the Dinka puzzle is there. Yeah, past we did. Not my portal, yeah. How was this one like the one? Yeah, like someone from the future. Yeah, alright. So yeah, someone in the past, someone in the future. Then you need to communicate and solve the puzzles. Alright, that also was last week. So I guess not that much out over a week. And that's the Eternal Evil stuff. Let's see. Town being taken over by the ghouls. Not zombies, by the way. And then with them comic there. Let's see. Was it the... No, it was... Was it Superliminal? Don't think so. There's gonna be some fantasy, not guns against zombies. I mean, kinda, yeah, you could say so. Yeah, that kinda is more like some fantasy stuff. Damn, he's shooting snakes there. That's some sturdy snake there. That was some sturdy snake there. Yeah, good reviews though. Occasional nudity. Monka is. A lot of bugs for full game, alright, I see. Is it real, eh? Needs to go back in the oven for a while, alright. A little buggy then, a little buggy, I see. Not early access even, damn son. But buggy though. And this all we saw before. Biodeck is already like popular for a while. Not like that bad with new releases, or are they just like all falling short? Or are they all just falling short? Yeah, the Deep Row Galactic going ham. Everyone's buying some. Vermintide is free, yeah, Vermintide is free. Free to keep, free to keep. Now here's the Soulstone Survivors. Where was it, the release date? 7th of November, I see. Yeah, demo was alright, but yeah, that's just like more Vampire Survivors. I'm kinda like... don't really need that much of that. Yeah, Superliminal, I see. Don't really need that much of that. I already got my fix of that. Astra Colony. The most efficient constellation of colonies. So like Factorio. Probably. 7th November. Similar to Cosmoteer. Not really sure, but I mean, I guess. Let's see. The Factorio likes. There's a bunch of those nowadays too. The Unliving. Man, I thought this one already out. Is it only like the demo, I guess? Yeah, this one I saw so many times already. Raise the Dead as a fearsome necromancer. Oh, I mean this one, Rev? Yeah, this one I saw like many times before. Like I'm not sure what is up with that, because yeah, I've seen this one many times. Dark and Darker? Yeah, I think we saw that one. That sounds familiar. Let me see. Yeah, this one in general might be good, but well, yeah, 7th of November, we'll see early access too. We'll need to check how that will go. A little left. Oh, is that one? From the show. From the couple with the cat. Yeah. Kinda interested to see how this will go. How this will go. The Ghost Song. I checked a little. It might be. It's on Game Pass, so yeah, no. Maybe. Ooh, what is this? A Terracotta. Oh, the Freedom Games, guys, I see. So probably even wasn't one of the shows then. No, it's these uppers, I see. You see below, alright. No, it seems like that one went quite good though with Game Pass and everything, so... Okay, so you get like some berries and stuff, they're interesting. Alright. 8th of November. So sort of like puzzle stuff too. This might be good. This might be interesting. Oh, Switch to, alright. Land of the Vikings. This one is the funny one though. Yeah, because this one was like The message like, yo, we have this guy, we have this game coming. Like, you interest? I mean, yeah, sure, looks good. already saw that before. Looks good. I'm down. Sure. And silence. And that's like not the first time actually. Even I'm not sure. Like, they getting like that many emails or something. I have no idea. It's like already like 2 or 3 times I think they contacted me about some new release. I'm like, yeah, I'm interested. I would stream it like Friday segment or something. And nothing. It's just like kind of like, you know, like the must send goes, but the replies are not being checked or something. I don't know. Weird. Weird. We'll see. Maybe now it will arrive like closer to date, but I have my doubts. It wouldn't be the first time with them. Just ask if you're interested. Yeah, like, I mean, initially they started just like, they basically were just sending kind of like press releases for the game release. So it was like, you know, like description, you know, trailer, price and everything too. I'm like, all right. I mean, sure, I kind of see this team. Fine. Then after some time, I guess they realized that, you know, they probably should actually like kind of specify what they offer. So now it is actually like, you're interested in the review key. Are you interested to provide us with a bunch of coverage? I'm like, yeah, sure, let's go. And silence. And silence. Yeah, that's the deck builder. That's why I did the prologue, yeah. I wanted to check that one out. Because it kind of looks nice. Yeah, maybe I'll get the release at some point. We'll see. At least the art-wise looks alrighty. And you know, it's a deck builder. Can't really go completely wrong with that. Can, but hard. Still probably gonna be interesting for at least a little bit of time. So yeah, this one has a demo that I didn't get to play. I think it was on Next Fest also, but there was like so much stuff going on that I just kind of like, you know, didn't find time in the end. Some dink stuff there. Some dink enemies in this one. 8th of November. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, the Munchkin Digital. What the fuck? Early access even. Yeah, this like can like count this as tabletop or something. This one is like old as fuck, man. So now they're making it into digital stuff too. All right. A classic card game. This is indeed very classic. I don't know how old it is actually. Because that one around is since forever. Dread Illusion? Yeah, Dread Illusion. Dread Illusion is good. I could get that one. We'll see. It's like early access, I think, still. I might play that one. Yeah, that looked good. That one looked good. This infamous demo. Yeah, that never happened. I see, I see. A journey begins, and that sounds that looks kind of familiar. Just the other game there. Munchkin is 21 years old already. I see. I thought he was even older, really. Huh. I remember it was in some stuff about it was like in gaming magazine I was buying back in the day. So I guess it was quite fresh back then. The puzzle exploration relaxing, I see. Is still Kami? Yeah, it was also like because Kami and everything. I'm like, yeah, kind of like looks a little like that. True. Playing it in high school, I see. Castle full of cats. I think this one we also saw. It's just where you basically just collect finding the cats everywhere. Yeah, the Catvania. Need to find all the cursed cats in the castle. Need to make the Amogus mod. To make everything out of Amogus. Easy. Yeah, the studio is the DevCat too, yeah. The DevCat studio. I remember that one. Not exactly my gem, but I mean, it looks pretty good though. Dark and Darker we saw before. Yeah. Think so. Yeah, this one I remember. This one I remember. Quarter 4 2023. Well, at least not quarter 1, so... Maybe. PvPvE. The one and only. And we'll see if it will be the Hood Outlaws and Legends like or not. That we will see. Was an open beta last week? Ah, damn son. Scamaz. The alpha playtest. Ah, I see, yeah. Well, you saw this one look pretty bad. Oh, you saw the beta gameplay. I mean, if it's open, then it seems like alpha, but I guess there was no NDA or anything. Oh, it was actually in my queue actually already. Fortune was playing it. I see. Well, I mean, yeah. Snap? No, I haven't. Is it PvP right now? Compare or what exactly? Because I, like literally a few days ago was an article that they just introducing the PvP. So I was like, what? I thought it was in already. EFT in fantasy setting. Okay, I see. No, yeah, I'm about Snap. The Snap. Is it PvP Sunprayer? It was. Or how does it work? Because like I saw they just releasing PvP, so I thought like, what is it PvP now? What would you do there then? Play against bots? I need to try it though. I need to try it. No, not this game. Not this game. I'm talking about Snap. By the Snap. Bot will Snap. Nalskin San Pereira. You know this. It's just P, yeah. Seems like it. Yeah, this one is the PvP, yeah. It's kinda like Tarkov, alright. Well, we'll see. So I was already played and everything, alright. Let's see some prayer. Yeah, I'm not sure what was in the news because they said there's some like mode that's gonna be out with the PvP, and I was like, wait, what wasn't it? I mean, what's the point then? Yeah, this one still very positive. Yeah, this one seems good. This is one of those conceptual ones that is quite fun. Seems quite nice. The endoparasitic. Flush the game after 5 minutes. Well, people said he just needed to play something else, so... Or wanted to play something else, I guess, so... But yeah, I guess it's not returning. Though. Yeah, maybe it only looks kinda nice, and then it's not exactly. Maybe it's not quite exactly. Wait, the retro. Oh yeah, the exorcism stuff. Saw this one before too. And more DBD likes. At least they're starting to get some dang twists to those, so... Let's see, Rev, I see. Sure you won't play it again, most likely, yeah. A beautiful Mystic Survivors. Let's see how it is, alright. The Booba Vampire Survivors. There it is. If you're still on that Vampire Survivors hype train, there is the Booba one. Neko Vipers, okay, not sure about this one, dude. The fuck is this? Gibbon, stop. It's all filtered even. Flushed TBH, probably. Season pass too, yeah. And when one season pass is not enough, they roll the second one. Legend of Keepers, oh, recently mixed though. That one I played prologue long ago. I prepared the dungeon, yeah. A lack of depth of the whole experience, alright. Lack of diversity. Miss replayability though. Well, it was a year ago still. What's the recent stuff though? Replicates Darkest Dungeon. Very repetitive. Full price $20, probably not. Let's see. Cheap Darkest Dungeon knockoff, damn son. This one was alrighty, but yeah, kind of like playing the demo and stuff, didn't really like feel like, you know, doing some more of that really. The Boo Man, alright. 10th of September. A 1-4 player online co-op horror game, another one. Another one. Kanjozoku. Nice street racing and drift online with true JDM cars. Online PvP. Engine, body and suspension tuning, damn son. And the Super Drifter. It's actually pretty good reviews and stuff too. 17th of July. Surprised. Combat Racing, that's how it's called. Alright. The Boardhouse Dragon set, 27th of October. Damn son, they're still pumping some stuff. Mostly skins seems like. Yeah, that's quite a lot for the skin though, I have to say. Alright. Not a humble donation to the Crush Cocaine Fund, alright.
I love you guys.
Shit, Zerenix, welcome back to the dungeon. Thank you, sir. Thank you, man. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate it, appreciate it. How we do, man? Man, a fleet of ships to hunt aliens. Trade resources, loot treasure. Form corp with your friends. Fighting never-ending intergalactic war in an open world online space adventure. So just get like, just fly like this and just get a bunch of like random events. Nah, I guess you actually do fly, seems like. Alright. Somewhat. It's kind of more like the strategy stuff, I guess. More space strategies that look kind of 4X-ish. Laser nice. Sounds good. Sounds good. Oh yeah, the Mad World again. They know what to show. Still like coming soon though. Why? Too early. Come back when it's like with the date already at least. See you, Fern. Alright. Come back when there is a date for this one. That actually kind of like the art style reminded me. See how this goes. This already switches to mostly positive actually. Not even mixed anymore. So I guess now only enjoyers left with reviews. But the price is still chunk though, so... Yeah, that one would be nice to play. I'll get to that probably. Is it early access too, right? Yeah, alright. We'll get to this one eventually. Oh yeah, that one, the entropy stuff? Yes, everything's, yeah. And this demo was quite interesting. It was like a very, very weighted link and hard to understand. To the point that the dev actually in chat pointed out some nuances to it. It was like about these, like the different colors of like resources. That was not very obvious, and you can kinda, you could at least, kinda like hard lock yourself there. Well, not exactly. There was a way out though out of this, so I managed. But it was quite brutal in that sense. So we'll see, maybe. Totally not for the full price though. Maybe some Game Pass action or something. Maybe. The conscript demo today, a Seasacred SC. That's something you can play, not even the demo. Full release here nowadays. Can get the full release version any day. They do provide you such experience here. Alright, check the other stores real quick then. The other stores real quick. Yeah, TFM would be interesting to try. Maybe I'll get that at some point. Maybe. Blood Rain 20th anniversary. Damn son. Alright, GOG. What do you have there? Paradox Publisher Sale. Ooh. Time to shop those DLCs. Ah, there we go. A whole bunch of them. Yup, Universal is for soon. No, it's not on GOG yet, I guess. No, they have only old ones on GOG, I see. I get the first one. Only 60 cents. Damn, son. The first one also with ton of DLCs. Or that was back when Paradox was actually also doing complete games. 2001. I wonder. Better than Europe Universal is 4 socket, alright. No, less than $1, man, yeah. Shadow Magic, indeed. I mean, they're all pretty much, almost all of them less than $1 there. Pretty good. Oh yeah, Shadowrun Trilogy actually also. Less than $5, not bad. Not bad. Interesting. Wait, Majesty. Paradox got the Majesty also? The fuck? Huh. I didn't know. Interesting. Where's New Majesty? Paradox. It's there. What the fuck? But they're probably gonna like milk it with crazy amount of DLCs, so maybe not. But still. Maybe yes. Hard to say. Now, what else do we have? New releases coming soon. This one doesn't even load. New one loads at least. Christmas Massacre, damn son, a bit too early yet. Stop it. Yeah, there's the Ghost song, actually, true. Let me check. It's on Game Pass also. This one is also on Game Pass. It's not available here, I see. Classic. But it's on Game Pass, you know, so... It is. It actually is. Scrapalonda. CK2 with $1 DLCs, yeah. Nothing new here. As with the upcoming. Still System Shock. And the upcoming here never changes. Never changes. What was it? Master Collection already. You guys planning something with that? Coming soon. All the time. The full collection? I mean, that's just the first Down of War though. It is already on Steam basically. Already played that. Already played that. Yeah, we already did. Alright, let's check the bin. And then it's time to get to the actual news. Yes, Renix, yeah. Recommend. Ooh, wait a second. How's the Against the Storm doing? Right, more ratings awaiting. The GOG enjoyers not on yet. Not on yet. Oh, I mean, they kinda are. Just not a lot. Just not a lot. How's the Steam going? Come on. Steam going very good. Overwhelmingly. Feels good, man. It's a really nice game. It's a really nice game. Gonna play some more. We're gonna play some more. What's even the negatives here, I wonder. I'm genuinely curious. He's Alpo. Then already in. Oh, this one is super good. You mean this one's Ernix? Yeah, this one is totally worth if you like this kind of games. It's good. Ready for no life addiction. That's nice, Alpo. That is good. Sometimes they need to get, you know, purged by fire. Cleansed. Wait, there's no negative reviews. It's probably some languages there that have the negativos there, right? Probably some translation fuck-ups. Maybe not really even. There's actually a lot of non-English reviews for this one. So it's even negative, dude. Where's the boulders? Aha, well. Developer even responded. Okay, that I can translate. You know, obviously Google Translate is there, but still. Alright, more. Yes, it's like the non-English molding mostly. For some reason. Oh, there we go. There we go. We found another. We found one. Don't understand the appeal. Thing I read about this game, I promised every sort of element I've been starved for in my city builder, base builder games I would love to have, and it is all there. So the very few negative reviews didn't even seem to have any valid criticism beyond it looks like a cell phone game, a lol. Yeah, that I didn't understand whatsoever. How in the fuck even? I don't even personally see myself, true. Look, sounds and feel nice to control, especially enjoy quality life features. I've been overdue in these type of games for years. As much as I expect, I hate for saying this, it's just fucking boring. Slow grind of fulfilling orders to unlock new buildings. It's like less progression and more like a lazy attempts to pad out what's otherwise a lack of content and things to do. Exacerbated further by not getting to have the added layers of complexity to mess around. Well, I mean, I could kind of see, I guess. Kinda, but like it's just like different expectations seems like from this one. There is a bit of a grind you could kind of notice though. There kind of is, and there kind of is. Like unlocking the stuff in the hub and everything, so you need to kind of like play multiple times to get it, but I mean, that kind of getting sold by the fact, you know, when you enjoy the process itself though, that's the thing. That's the thing. Wait, everyone actually like switched to Final Fantasy 14 completely self? What the fuck? They're not gonna return for Dragonfly? They probably will though. They probably will return for the Dragonfly though. I bet. Yeah, Caesar Enix already got it. Alright. Yeah, people like in I think in the Nellis server there was also like the channel for World of Warcraft and stuff, right? So there are people for sure. And yeah, I bet for the expansion people will return. Yeah, I mean I would even like the new world now though. Otherwise, well, actually I'm not sure. I think we can't really buy it here nowadays anymore. World of Warcraft and stuff without, you know, like jumping fucking hoops like crazy. So I'm not sure if I would go for that. I kind of want at some point. As I never did. But looks like this X-Pack is going past me. This one might be going past me. Not the best time overall, globally and currently. Hey, unlock. I think so, yeah. I think all of the Activision shit. I think all of the Activision shit, really. Actually, what was Call of Duty was on Steam, right? I think all Activision. Yeah, all Activision. Like Sekiro, you can buy, it's also Activision. There are like ways, but yeah, it's like VPNs and other shit pretty much. That's just yeah, how it goes. Fighting all the evil Russians that way, seems like, with a bunch of other devs. The losing my book, I guess. Well, I mean, yeah, they fight the wrong people though. Those who already like kinda shit on all this fiesta anyway. And now they're gonna get only play into the propaganda even better. Like, look how West hates us all. Doesn't want us in their games and stuff too. And then people just go and pirate shit. That's pretty much how it goes, or use VPNs and stuff, and just keep the molding, you know. And remembering all the companies that fucked them over. Alright, let's see, what do we have? Legion games. Hey, it sucks with some games though. Some games it does actually, like World of Warcraft, I guess, kinda whatever. Not like I played. At some point I want to try though. But not a high priority, currently especially. Yeah, with some other games it's annoying though. Like, you can get everything, but it's just like, bruh. The VPNs, like the key seller websites and stuff, like, too much fiesta. Alright. Wait, what the fuck? They got like some other annoying shit with you and Genshin now, on top of Paimon? The fuck? One was enough already. Or is it someone else? Filament in Rising Storm 2 for free. Nice. Shadow Tax is really good stuff too. Emergency food rations, yeah, basically kind of what you can see. Like this is something not available here. Like Epic Store has like shitty CSS, seems like. Shitty front end there, so they just like showed some empty spots here for you. Instead of just kind of like, you know, backing it up and showing some more. But yeah, interesting releases this week. Well, it seems in general it's kind of pretty bad lately in terms of some dang stuff releasing. I mean, there is some, but it's mostly kind of small indie stuff. Fortnite's still up, yeah. Yeah, Epic situation doesn't really change that much in terms of new games. Got the Blood Rain stuff though. New releases for 20th anniversary. That's old stuff though. It's already on other platforms, just got it on Epic now. Things coming in February, yeah. Be patient with holidays also coming, so there's gonna be some stuff for that too. Oh yeah, the Paragon. The Overprime. Damn son. 1107. Who was missing Paragon there? I remember Roman was like a big Paragon enjoyer. Here it is. He's back. Enjoy. The return we all waited for. Yeah, we all waited for it. There's how many already like the Paragon? Like, I wouldn't even call them clones though, because they just made based on the source code of Paragon. There's like at least 2 I can say, I think. Yeah, the 2 other ones, there's maybe even 3 now at this point. I think they all gonna happen though, that's the thing. At least they added the card to the story. Yep, they did something. That's good. That's good. It's gonna be early access also. These guys got like, yeah, that Marble got them and got a bunch. They got a bunch of money invested into this shit too. So I guess they see the opening for some mobile in the market right now. Maybe. Dink beams. Nice, probably nice. Can close the balcony soon. A bit cold-ish. A bit cold. Let's see, what else do we have there? Yeah, they just like basically mostly like farming all the free-to-play on this store. It's like the Fortnite platform. So like whoever plays Fortnite, they all also hope on a bunch of other free games easily. Yeah, just go around. Yeah, Fortnite, Rocket League, Genshin, Fall Guys, Valorant. Got Valorant there too. Oh yeah, the Ghostbusters was also out. The 4.5 stars. Great for quick sessions and great for beginners. Damn son, it's time. It's time to hop in. Extremely fun. Quick to understood controls, diverse characters, and highly recommended. So it got like a whole bunch of badges now for this, for the rating system. Alright. That's quite the system there, I have to say. How's the bogus going actually with these badges then? Great for beginners, great for quick sessions. Quickly understood control, diverse characters, relaxing, competitive players. Relaxing and competitive players. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's a combination that works. Had time to play Genshin? Damn son. Do you really want to though? Do you really? Do you really? Yes, he's up, I see. Well, I can always try if you really want to. Just replace one gacha with another, since you already have something going. And some people still farming Genshin. Priority-wise, full Dragonflight. I see. I mean, it sounds good. Sometimes it's nice to hop on some good old MMOing. Feels very good. It's like the purge of your system, you know. Got a nice actually solid. Nah, not really. I think it's just yeah, I think it's just you press and probably suck a dick, right? Yep. Suck a dick. They just don't know how to better do, you know. What's the English word for this? No Russian basically. How to do the good front end here. Like Steam at least kind of just, you know, like removes them and you get like other stuff served in. And they just like serve everything the same to everyone. Or sometimes leave just holes there. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's the cheap goat simulator there. Not really though. Not really that cheap. least the benefit of actually of Epic, even though works kind of interesting, is at least we can buy stuff here because they still work with Xsola. Xsola is a Russian company, so you can at least buy stuff here. Can't really on Steam anymore without jumping hoops again, which I actually haven't jumped ever because, you know, don't really need that much to buy most of the time. So I haven't even tried those methods, but yeah, it's a fiesta, I heard. I think most of our people now became all Turkish and stuff like this with VPNs and virtual cards. Every gamer became, you know, the expert in the cybersecurity, cryptocurrency, and bunch of other topics instantly. That's the only way to roll. Turkish, yeah. A lot of people here now became Turkish because, you know, you can buy games on Steam that way. And on PS Plus and everything. And even cheaper than here. Sometimes, even though they kind of fix that, but not sure exactly. Mostly because you can't buy stuff here and you can there. I mean, who knows? At the end of this year I will end up, but like literally in Turkey though, we'll see. It's just harder to make a company there, I think. Oh, she got the money, and welcome back to the dungeon. Thank you, sir. Thank you, man. Thank you. Appreciate it a lot. Tier 2. Thank you, sir. Damn, Nautilus reaching a racism level 1. See how it is. Alright, fine. Permitted term. Damn, son. Doesn't sound right. Doesn't sound right to me. The auto model already leveled you up. It levels you up now. The AI becomes smart, yeah. A racism level 1. So you'll start your leveling up now. You started your leveling there. Alright, stores checked. Let's get to the actual news. Oh, actually, one second. What was this one? Space rack. Yes, okay, yeah. That's something for clapping. I can see from the art. He likes this kind of stuff. Clearly. See, like Dink music is there too.
Captain, you are not special. Nobody can do everything. Use your skills to work around your weakness. I know it's a lot to ask. Forgotten and abandoned, this cosmic wasteland of derelict stations and destroyed ships is dangerous. But you must find the fuel chip and do whatever you can to
Fuel
get
chip there, son. Almost like a water chip there. They can did it.
Everyone's counting on you.
Full game early access. Alright. It's colors hurt your eyes. That's more like a, what was the name? The corporate game and everything. That to me seems from the same department, sort of, you know. The Dinkus X and everything. Seems familiar, seems similar. Stylistically. Yeah, Fallout inspired post-apocalyptic RPG. Extreme focus and role-playing. Inch wide, miles deep. Intentionally short yet surprisingly deep and branching adventure. Interesting. That actually would be interesting to check because I was kind of thinking about, like, can you make some like sort of concept that will be like, you know, like just sort of reusing the same, not very big location, but you know, in a good, meaningful way. So you can, like, you know, stay sort of in the same like room basically, but making it into some sort of experience that doesn't feel No, like it's repetitive and you're in the same place. That might be quite interesting then. It's gonna be the early access though. RPGs in early access is a little bit of a no. We'll see, Gastamania. That's like a huge depends on that one. Technically maybe, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. No particular plans. If there will be like nothing else really going on, and if they will maybe will hook me up with the key, then I would probably consider. Because otherwise, do you even like have it here, to be honest? Alright, they do. They have some many price estimates and stuff. Because the problem, as I said, is to buy stuff here. Yeah, Boomerang. Well, I mean, it's still gonna be some time until Boomerang. I'm probably gonna start in like the middle of December, or like closer to holidays as usual. So we'll see. And as I said, it's hard to plan things ahead nowadays. Because now I'm making my international passport, depending on when it's gonna be made, you know, depending on how situation's gonna be here, depending if I will end up in like completely different fucking country, or, you know, the front lines or something. It's hard to plan ahead too much. It's hard to plan ahead too much nowadays. So we'll see. Boomerang is kind of planned, but that's gonna be big depend how things will go there. We will see. And yeah, buying stuff is annoying just nowadays. Sadly. But yeah, maybe. Middle of December, like 20th or something, if everything's perfect, then it's gonna be Boomerang time. Let's see what's gonna be in it this time. But I'll figure things out. Alright. Let's get to the news now. All the releases I wanted to check. Alright, let's go. Oh yes, speaking of, let's go, why not? Since we had this topic on, these Genshin Impact fans spent 1,000 to 90,000 on its characters. Turn out that biggest spenders in Hoyover's popular gacha games have very different opinions about money and value. There you go. At the whaling time. Slighted Ariana Grande song. I see it, I like it, I want it, I got it, said one anonymous investment banker who spent over $10,000 in the hugely popular free-to-play action role-playing game Genshin Impact. Not known for being cheap with what I like. Some people collect photo cards, some go to concerts and all sorts of things. I collect games. Whaling, the act of spending enormous amounts of money on digital games, can be a difficult topic to discuss in the gaming community. Yeah, 1 second. Song, skip this one. No DMC did. Yeah, free-to-play games often contain gambling systems designed to encourage spending, and most prolific whales can make headlines for pouring thousands of dollars into acquiring playable anime characters, and especially in English-speaking communities, whales will often be discussed with a veneer of pity or scorn. Most players I spoke to for this piece asked to be identified by their online names, and a few requested anonymity. Those who wanted to be anonymous cited concerns about being judged by their non-gamer peers or of having their game account hacked. My family and non-gamer friends ever knew they would absolutely lose their minds, said one government employee who spent over $1,000 on the game. Here's the napkin math. In Genshin Impact, constellations are ability boosts that you can only obtain by drawing multiple copies of a character from the randomized gacha. To verify that people had spent money in the game, I asked to see receipts of how many constellations they had in the game. Assuming that you lose every pool where the chances of getting a character are less than 100%, costs around $444 to guarantee a particular character through the game's pity system, which increasingly stacks the percentages in your favor as you pool. If you're going for a specific feature weapon, the figure is $592. A max constellation character is called C6, a max weapon is called R5, so a C6 R5 is the most expensive character and weapon combination that you can have. Not every whale goes that far, even for their favorite character, but if you want one, then you'll have to set aside over $5,000. Who are these so-called whales? Some of these whales are long-term gacha players are used to spending considerable amounts of money in pursuit of characters that they wanted. The players who worked in government, transportation, legal, food service and retail. Those who were not wealthy told Kotaku that they still lived with their families. Since it typically requires a lot of money to be able to spend thousands of dollars on a video game, the higher-end whales I spoke to had well-paying occupations. These whales worked in IT, mergers and acquisitions, software accounting, investment banking, and cybersecurity. Genshin's whaling audience is primarily adults with enough income coming in to support their hobbies, said Moss, an 18-year-old restaurant worker who currently attends college. They've spent $3,000 on the game since it launched in 2020. Whales are people who spend money in the Genshin because it's a lesser vice. It's an anonymous player who spent $8,000. People in the whale communities usually have more than one place where they invest their money. Dolphins are gacha players who are willing to spend significant amounts of money, but are considered a step below the fabled whale. Okay, this one I haven't heard before, alright. They have dolphins now too, alright. I received responses from players who only spent around $1,000 after saving for over a year and did not feel that they qualified as whales. Meanwhile, others identified as whales after barely hitting a single grand. There is no established hard and fast dollar amount that identifies whaling. Ultimately, these stories are about how big spenders perceive money differently from those who don't buy premium currency in Genshin. Now, these whales in financial distress. The report is limited to high spenders who were willing to speak to a reporter despite the stigma against microtransaction spending. Within those constraints, no one I spoke to was in serious financial trouble, which means that they are more likely to have a neutral or positive view of the microtransaction system. How can you even have a positive view of this system, honestly? Like, neutral, I can understand. Like, you know, well, I mean, it is what it is, right? Like, that's how they monetize, fine. But how you can even, like it? Like, that's some findom shit right there. That's already some fetishism, dude. Few admitted that they scaled back their spending because it was negatively affecting their bank account. Others were aiming to maximize their favorite character's abilities and weaponry, but didn't plan to whale beyond that. Well, it's until a new one arrives. Except for the players who wanted to pull every single character, all of the whales I spoke to would plan ahead and not spending anything until those times when a character they really wanted actually became available. Often waiting months for those windows of opportunity to arise. A few told me that they use leaks to plan ahead. Rolling for every Inazuma region character didn't cause me financial hardship, but it probably would have if I had continued, said Jay, who had spent over 16,000. I decided I'd be a lot pickier about characters I want to get constellation for going forward, which has helped me keep my spending this year much lower. So up talk me, nah, that's Genshin. This is Genshin. Not as bad there, I think. Probably still kinda bad though. Spend $1 on Diablo Immortal, damn son. Mud-eating peasant here. It's kinda like, you know, the tadpole, I guess, or something that's gonna be, if we go from like the dolphins and stuff. Maybe caviar, you know, how we call the single one, the fish egg. How did the whale if the game can be played for free? Just play for free, lol. Some players are very calculated about their spending, others were simply accustomed to paying top dollar for the things they wanted. The self-identified introvert, one high spender, felt that Genshin fit their gaming preferences better than other live service games. MMORPGs such as Final Fantasy XIV force me to work with other people to get anything done in game. I just want to be able to enjoy playing on my own with a fully maxed Genshin character and peace, you know. I mean, you can also, like, I guess, like, buy fucking carries and stuff and, like, make them like carry you completely while you just, like, sit like a king there. Even though I guess, like, the hardest content you still can have even like one dead weight in the group, right? Probably need them still to do something. Winning was especially prevalent among Genshin players who didn't play any other games, lived in geographically isolated areas, or didn't have other expensive hobbies. Video games are probably the biggest recreational investment in my life, said QQ, a player who had spent over 1,000 in total. Money going to Genshin and other games would have been spent elsewhere regardless of what my hobbies were at the time. That's yourself, I see. Can buy for real money from Blizzard, yeah. Honestly, love for the conversation to continue and for more regulations on gacha or blind loot boxes to be put in place to protect people who are susceptible to being taken advantage of in this manner. Damn son, at least he knows. One reason is pushing out as much damage as I can from these characters and testing different team comps and strategies. And the two, it's a completion thing. Having everyone maxed out just looks visually appealing. A Razor Ninja told Kotaku over a Zoom call. He spent 90,000 on Genshin, which he also streams in addition to working a full-time job. The third is the streaming part. There's always someone who wants to see what's the max power level of this character. I asked if having an audience pressured him to spend. He said that maxing every character was something I just do anyway. Razor Ninjas is an extreme outlier among self-identified Genshin whales, and unless the player is well off, there is a statistical limit to how many characters and weapons they can pull from the gacha. Some Genshin players who don't have such resources' decisions about how to spend their limited funds are influenced by the gameplay meta. Constantly evolving ideas the player base has about how to create a team that is exceptionally well suited to tackle the game's challenges, but for those who don't chase the meta, character design and storytelling are bigger factors than high damage potential. I took Zhongli to C6 because I loved him. As a Chinese American, I thought he symbolized our culture and who I knew myself to be. The one anonymous player who works in entertainment and spent $6,000 in Genshin. But everyone else, if I liked a character like Hu Tao or Child, I would spend a little on them. In October 2020, however, his co-founder Liu Wei told the press that Genshin was aimed at otaku players, a demographic he said would pay for love rather than gameplay advantages. Although he was talking about Chinese gaming market, some players in Western countries have also come around to shelling out big bucks just because a character really appeals to them. Some. Kick. However, understands the amount of commitment and dedication people have in the anime and manga culture East Asia, said the Zhongli player. Maybe they didn't intend for it to happen in the West, but they definitely understand it in East Asia. See yourself in every media. The otaku sweeps, man. Do they regret whaling? I do have mental health issues, and sadly I've discovered that the money I've spent in Genshin is still cheaper than a full-time private therapy around here. Been using the game as a type of emotional crutch keeping me together, said one anonymous government employee who spent over $1,000. I know it's not healthy, but I love the game so much. I look forward to it every day. Well, not sure about that, but I mean, I guess. The problem is, like, therapy potentially might, you know, kind of solve the problem. This kind of sounds like, you know, just like sinking, trying to sink it with something else, you know. It's kind of like drinking to solve the problem, you know. Glorious, hello. Still, some players felt conflicted about purchasing such expensive digital goods. I could have used that money for something else, said Patrice, a college student who had spent maybe $2,000 or $3,000 before quitting to focus on her studies. I would think, wow, I spent over $1,000 on C6 of a character when I could have bought a whole new laptop, clothes or food. Those who continue to spend were cutting back elsewhere in their lives. I've let go of some impulse buying or personal wants because all I keep thinking is buying this is equivalent to X pools, said the government worker. Oof. I do remember being a bit stingier on things that I usually buy for myself, like clothes, figures, and bubble tea, said Kaz, a retail employee who had spent around $9,000. But shaving off smaller expenses didn't negate the total amount that they spent over time. The amount of money I had spent, I thought about what I could have got instead. They're a little more conservative with which character to spend on now, but they were happy to contribute to a game I enjoy playing, and I don't regret spending a dime. For those working high-paying jobs, like, I mean, high-paying jobs I can understand, right? Like, if you can just, like, you don't know where to put that money, even, you know, then, like, fine, sure, like, whatever. But, like, you work, like, this, like, I don't know, like, the host in the restaurant or something, right? Whatever. Like, bro, no, why? Or, like, a student or something. Like, you can't even afford that shit really fully. Yeah, Forever Blue, that's true, that's true. Top spenders were unreservedly satisfied with their purchases. I bought the best that I could afford and I'm satisfied with that. I also don't feel remorseful because I get to log in every day and play with the C6R5 Tartaglia, G wrote. However, Genshin has had problems with account security, which can be a huge issue for players that spend thousands of dollars. In December 2020, hundreds of accounts were hacked due to security flaws in the game. This April, QQ had a scare when her bank payment bounced, but she had already enrolled the digital currency. However, threatened to permanently ban her account unless she came up with the payment. Q eventually resolved the situation, but her view of Genshin Impact had changed. That ordeal shocked me to my core, and I've been more reluctant about spending since. Damn, son can't even spend properly. they bounce your payments even, damn. Another player who spent 8,000 closely followed the gameplay meta and did feel some regret about some earlier, less informed pools. But they took things in stride with when the value of their investment dropped. Meta change and characters falling out of usage is to be expected. Damn son, investment value drops, dude. Do they think that gacha is predatory? And around half of my interviewees said they believe that gacha is a predatory system or described it as gambling. The other half, particularly those who work in high-income jobs, think that it's fine to let people spend however much they like. Every high spender said that players should spend within their means and pull out of the game if they are facing financial problems. Many people chase the dopamine rush of getting the unit they want or get swept up in the hype, said Jay, a legal assistant who had spent over 2,000. It's not worth it, they're just pixels. In the end, it's really just a gambling addiction, said Lance, an IT professional who has spent 5,000. I do spend more than I would like to sometimes because I haven't got everything that I would like. Get negative feelings about the monetization system on a macro level, but I personally don't have any problem spending on Genshin because I just see it as supporting the developer. They're doing something really unique. Hyoka enjoys gambling in Genshin, but she worries about younger fans who don't make the same amount of money that she does. When she sees an artist open up art commission to get specific Genshin characters, she occasionally buys art for the amount that they would need to guarantee that character. Damn son, a lot of money to shell there. Unless you're okay with not spending money and being okay with not getting everything you want, don't play it. She would tell prospective players because you will get sucked into it. To open like commission to get a character. It's like they sell art to be able to spend it on buying a character, alright. I mean, I guess. As long as they also have commissions to buy food and stuff covered. Guarantee the pool 5-star, you need to spend the $200. It get you get the calculations before. More. It was more. That was even more. There's still people, and saddens me to think of when I got bullied in environments which feed into whales are wasting money mindset. In my opinion, it's all about like the amounts. Like if you earn a fuckload of money, then whatever you do, who cares? I could like drive some Ferrari or something, or you know, have some fucking waifus in the game. Who gives a fuck? It's one thing to sell cosmetics in the game to generate revenue for continued development of a game, but gacha is incredibly predatory and the cost of being addicted is huge, possibly life-ruining. Jay told me over Twitter DMs, I'd honestly love for the conversation to continue for more regulations on gacha or blind loot boxes to be put in place to protect people who are susceptible to being taken advantage of in this manner. One programmer named Lunix spent 25,000 on the game, but felt relaxed about the monetization system because players don't need to spend in order to clear endgame content. There's no PvP, so there's no real pressure to compete. It's only a co-op, so I think it promotes a better gaming community and environment. Yeah, it doesn't really pressure you. That is kind of true. Well, there was a moment when I kind of felt like you either need to grind or something. That's when I said no and left. Apparently now it's better though. Apparently now there is some mechanism that kind of makes it a bit better. But still, yeah. The opportunity is there at least. Solen13 works as a developer in the video game industry. He used to make free-to-play games, and his soul-sucking experiences working in the mobile industry informed his own perspective on Genshin. think gacha games have less monetization or like top-down style because it's separated from the gameplay. Making a good game, and then gacha is the monetization, whereas for a free-to-play strategy game like a Clash of Clans, monetization is the core thing and you pay for time. However, he acknowledged that the game still involved gambling. I think it deserves to be criticized or at least looked at critically. I mean, isn't it also the core thing? You have the limit, the stamina system. I forgot the name of that shit. Like, you have the limitations also that you can remove with money. It's not just gacha. I would say it also has some other things going on. Maybe not as good as Clash of Clans or as dank as Clash of Clans, but I think it still is there. Some high spenders even felt that their relationships to these companies were symbiotic. They felt that they were contributing to the long-term success of the game since they would pay more than the standard price of a retail game. When the official anime was announced, several players joked that their whaling had helped fund the production. I mean, in a way, I guess they did. I guess that did. Yes, yeah, my brother I think only gets like the battle pass or something once in a while. Not sure if he does still nowadays with all the shit going on. If he can even pay for it, but he used to. Other than that, yeah, I guess he could go free to play. People are creating good games out of microtransactions, and then I'm going to invest my personal finances to support it, said the anonymous player who spent $6,000. And I feel like the general consensus that Genshin is more acceptable because Hoyoverse did create something very unique and unprecedented. Pointed out that Genshin has tones of lore, complex character designs, and intensive voice acting. It's a genuine effort invested into creating this game, setting a precedent. I think the concern is that there are many games that just try to take advantage of the microtransaction methodology, but not the practice of creating a rich game. I feel like the game, people like from completely, you know, different world. I guess like mobile world or something. Like, that's like almost any single player game. Lore, character design, you know, voice acting, it's all there. And not for $6,000, but like for $80, you know, which is also a lot, but that's totally less, you know. Their friends know about their high spending. Some self-identified whales were open to their friends about spending thousands of dollars on Genshin. Most of the interviewees were hesitant, if not completely unwilling, to inform their friends and family. Most people cited social embarrassment as the main reason why they wouldn't tell their close confidants. Yep, absolutely. Already embarrassed to tell my friends who play Genshin, said Patrice. Telling non-gamers is out of the picture. Lack of education about microtransactions also prevented high spenders from telling others about their main hobby. My close friend still calls me a whale to this day, a term she didn't even know before I had enlightened her, because she'd heard that I'd spent hundreds on Genshin at the time. She has no idea how much that amount has increased since. And I don't plan on telling her. None simply didn't think there was a point in telling people who didn't understand whaling, and wouldn't tell my mom that I spend this much money on gacha games when I call her every week. To non-gamers, I think the idea of spending on games in general is already pretty nonsensical. That is true. Everyone had a negative experience, however, and she refrained from telling her non-gamer friends, but she had a community of supportive Genshin players. Genshin Impact friends were all very supportive of my decision to spend on the game. Well, I mean, she funds the development of game they play too, you know, I guess. And they've also been very supportive of new low spender me. And at first there was some pressure to keep spending a lot because everyone was having fun with my whale antics. But now the attitude about it has changed a lot. They encourage me to save and only spend a lot on characters I really love. What a nice friends, you know, a lot of nice friends you have there. Several high spenders were embedded in Asian communities for Genshin, which they felt more accepting of whaling. Experiences in an Asian whale community are far more positive than the interactions I've had with America-based communities. Sadeli, who worked in IT, has spent $8,000 since the game's launch year. The whales are still people, and it saddens me to think of when I got bullied in environments which feed into whales are wasting money mindset. As long as I've been writing about Genshin for Kotaku, I've been an advocate for increased government regulation on gacha. Minors should not be allowed to purchase microtransactions, and companies should publish data about their incredibly lucrative business practices. Reasonable baselines that should not garner any sort of controversy, but experts say that regulating gacha and loot boxes is much more complicated than simply issuing a ban on all games that contain loot boxes. Dr. Darshana Jayman, a researcher at the Abertay University, this summer he contributed research to a British government-funded study about loot boxes. Yes, Dave, kinda. That is true. That is true. And it reinforces the escapism, basically. There's a lot of stakes in trying to get this right, Jimin told the Kotaku over Zoom call. Loot boxes seem to be an area where it's an opportunity to think about how you would have oversight and having resources available for populations that may be harmed by them. However, he said that these gaming companies currently do not have a lot of external incentive to provide researchers with disaggregated data. Sound could switch. There we go. However, J-Man hopes that companies will voluntarily provide researchers with data in order to find a middle ground approach to navigating regulations. Even when governments do regulate gacha and loot boxes, companies don't necessarily follow the law. I spoke with Leon Zhao, a researcher from the University of Copenhagen, over Zoom, and he told me that legal compliance varied across different countries, which have tried very different approaches to regulations. Laws on luck-based microtransactions are incredibly successful in China, where 96% of games comply with the requirement that they disclose the probabilities of getting a certain reward to the players. In contrast, Belgium had much less success with its own approach, implementing some of the most stringent bans in the world on video game gambling. Zhao traveled to Belgium and discovered that 82% of the highest-grossing games on the App Store still had microtransactions. The problem was that the Belgian gambling regulator was so underfunded that it did not have the ability to go after these companies, even though they are technically breaking the law. Well, that's typical. The law might be strict, but if there is no enforcement, then who gives a fuck how strict it is? Since underfunded governments are a persistent reality in our neoliberal hellscape, oof, damn son. Governments such as Japan and the UK have turned it to industry-led regulation. If you think about this on a practical level, there are 1 million games on the iOS alone. And then we expect a lot of these games to get regular updates, said Zhao, painting a picture of an industry that would require tremendous resources to keep up with and regulate effectively. But these other countries are talking about it. Consumer protection in the US are a complete joke, and there isn't a concerted effort to regulate microtransactions. The last bill was introduced to Congress in 2019, and it seems to have died there. Right now, the best protection the Genshin players have is a community that looks out for them. Alright. How? Now the whales I spoke to wanted players to spend beyond their means, and some of them even took measures to ensure that others didn't feel like they were missing out. Yeah, community sure gonna stop people from whaling out and stuff. Yeah, that sounds about right, dude. Is it Zoop? Hello? Basically, sorta. But with the exception for content creators, whales are largely an invisible group. They face social stigma from both people in their day-to-day lives and the Genshin community at large. As I interviewed some of these people who spent thousands of dollars on the game, I worried about less affluent players who felt too ashamed to tell their families. Who would they turn to if they started whaling beyond their means? I mean, that's kind of like... Thing is, like as I said, yeah, if someone has like a fuckload of disposable income, then bro, I don't give a fuck. You go like donate to some streamer, you go like sub to some OnlyFans, you go like, you know, spend a bunch on like waifus in Genshin or something. That is up to you. Not something I would do if I had disposable income, but you know, it is what it is. That's fine. Whatever you want to do. But if you're not, if you're just spending like, you know, money that you could use way better, that sounds kind of dumb to me. Still shouldn't really like, yeah, I guess. That's kind of like the problem in general, when sometimes, you know, there's a problem with someone, with something, and you kind of like, meme on it and everything. You kind of like, you know, yeah, kind of bully, I guess you could say, person for that. But not from like the ill intent sort of, but kind of just to, you know, show the problem they have. But they take it as bullying and stuff, which, I mean, it kind of is. That's what happened back in the day, like with my friend, for example. Like, he was dating like how do you say, like If it would be a character in Genshin, she would be like for free, basically, you know, like 1 star. You just get it for free, like quality-wise, pretty much. Like she was very up to preference, you know, not quite specific look. Let's put it that way, I guess. And we kind of like tried to, as friends, you know, to make him, you know, maybe reconsider a little bit, you know, because like first girl that pretty much just kind of like, you know, fell for him, and he had something going with, and we were like, dude, you kind of like can get like something maybe better, you know, maybe. Not to mention she was like living really far away, and it was all very interesting situation they had going. So we just kind of like were like memeing about that stuff and everything. But yeah, that ended up just like with some of our friends just like putting the memes a little maybe like too far or something, and he just took it as like, you know, everyone's just like shitting on her because, you know, everyone's jealous that he has a girlfriend and everything. So he just like kind of cut ties with a bunch of people, and then in the end kind of I also kind of like we kind of fell off with each other because I was still hanging out with those people, right? And they were my friends too. So he kind of just cut himself from the group, and that way kind of like we also stopped hanging out, even though that was like my childhood friend, basically. Like first we were still kind of meeting tete-a-tete, you know, on the 2 of us and stuff, and then after some time it's just kind of like slowly fell off that way. Even though everyone just wanted to like show, like, you know, maybe wasn't very smart though, right? Because like in the end I think they maybe even still together, right? At least like a few years ago they were still together, and that's been already over 10 years. So, you know, maybe she's a fucking crocodile, but that's, you know, that's a loyal crocodile, and maybe like she's nice in something else, you know. Not sure, maybe. Not up to us to decide, basically. His tastes, maybe he's into it, you know. Oh, that just because of that, yeah. Could be something like that. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly. I mean, she wasn't like for me, like she was all right. Like she was kind of okay to hang out with. Some of my friends obviously kind of like dunk a little too hard on that. I just thought it's kind of like nothing serious, you know, because she's from far away. I mean, we kind of started dating, like it was a Ragnarok online. Like we both found like girlfriends there pretty much. And I wasn't really taking my stuff serious, and I thought he's also not really, so it's just kind of, you know, to mess around, like gonna date her, meet her a few times, and then, you know, goodbye. But, well, he went like ham, and I mean, I guess it still works, so that's good. Kind of sad that, yeah, all the shit happened because of that, though. All of shit happened because of that, sadly. It would be better if it didn't. But, yeah, that's kind of part of the thing, like... Sometimes people just want to, like not a lot of people can like go to you like, yo bro, I think like you have a like problem with microtransactions or something, right? Or something like this, right? Like they would kind of like go a little bit from the side, you know, they're gonna like meme about it and stuff like this, trying to like get you to notice the problem, but then you kind of like just get mad because they meme about that shit, and you think they're just kind of like, you know, a bit cruel, a bit evil towards you and stuff. Yeah, it would be better if we would just like, yo bro, like what's your plan with her in general? Like, do you like, do you really like her? Is it because like, you know, it's kind of like, oh, it's guaranteed version that worked for you, so you kind of like out of desperation just ready to settle for that? You know, could just go for that. But then, I mean, we also were all like 17, dude. Pretty much. Like 18. Yeah, I think it was already maybe 2007, so like 18 pretty much, and he was like 17 and stuff. Like we were fucking teenagers, dude. So we didn't know better back then, you know. Didn't know better back then. But I mean, in general, it kind of works like this in communities too. You just kind of like, you know, gonna meme on some things, thinking that it's gonna showcase the problem to the person, but they just think that you are being mean and stuff. And that doesn't really solve the problem, and only creates like more tension, I guess. But also you can't really do anything else anyway, like if they are like wailing out in the game or something. Which is, again, like if they can afford that, whatever. If someone like, you know, with a lot of money will decide, or some like content creator with like a lot of viewers will, you know, just like fork a bunch of money for for some character, like, they can afford it and it's their content, like, who gives a fuck, whatever, dude. I don't care. I don't support that way of monetizing, of course, still. But if you can afford it, sure, go for it. I don't mind. Everyone finds their own shit. Everyone finds their own shit. I would do it differently if I had some disposable income. They do it this way. To each their own. To each their own. But the problem here is with people who can't really afford it, and they still do. There's like way too many examples. There's like even one example from Ella's community with person that going full insolvency from the loan that they took to whale out, you know. That is not very good. That is not very good. You better not do that. You better not do that to yourself, I would say. But yeah, overall still pretty shitty the method of monetizing. If you can't control yourself, better don't even start, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. Alright, let's continue with the news. Xbox head Phil Spencer says Call of Duty will stay on PlayStation as long as the platform exists. Well, he said, can he like, you know, give it in the paper form? I think it's probably gonna stop the Fiesta, but they don't. Not taking Call of Duty from PlayStation, Spencer said. That's not our intent. Our intent is not to do that. As long as there is a PlayStation out there to ship to, our intent is that we continue to ship Call of Duty on PlayStation. Similar to what we've done on Minecraft since we've owned that. We've expanded the places people can play Minecraft. We haven't reduced the places, and it's been good for the Minecraft community, in my opinion, and I want to do the same as we think about where Call of Duty can go over the years. Through every single PlayStation, yeah. Yeah, why not papers then? It's kind of the same as our glorious PPG leader who was like, oh yeah, mobilization is over. Is there some like law that is over signed by you? I need to consult with lawyers if I actually need to sign something. And then next day his press secretary was, nah, he doesn't need to sign anything. Like he said, that's over. It's done, boys. Swear on me, moom. Swear on me, moom. Cool story, bro. Which you're gonna believe. He also touched further upon the ongoing acquisition, citing that it's currently in the regulatory phase, which is a phase where Spencer and others talk to regulators about the acquisition, answer their questions and more. Pretty confident in the deal closing, Spencer told Same Rain in the interview. Spending time with regulators, I think they're asking good, honest questions about a big deal. As you mentioned, the biggest deal Microsoft's ever done, the biggest deal I've ever done. If everything's going according to plan, the acquisition should be past regulatory phases and ready to go through in June of 2023. In the meantime, Sony has been criticizing the deal, citing publicly that Xbox acquiring Call of Duty as a first-party franchise would be unfair to PlayStation players. It'll be interesting to hear if Sony and PlayStation have anything to say in response to Spencer's latest about the acquisition of Call of Duty. We'll see, but the source is always the trust me bro, dude. Electronic Arts' deal with Marvel consists of at least 3 games. We've been long-time fans of Marvel and their impressive leadership, so this is a remarkable moment for our developers as well as our players and fans, said EA CEO Laura Miele. Look forward to welcoming Marvel into the EA family of creators and know this collaboration will produce exceptional experiences for our players. Can't wait to see players' reaction when they suit up as Iron Man and do the extraordinary things this superhero is known for. So it's gonna be the Iron Man, but that's the only one we know for now. Single-player third-person action game currently in pre-production, a long way from release. That's the same team that makes Dead Space, alright. Kinda Forever Blue, kinda. Well, I mean, it's also studios, right? With like workers and everything too. It's like, it's a bunch. You can just reuse Anthem, yeah. They're buying a bunch of stuff. But yeah, mostly it is, yeah. I would say so. Oh, damn, son. There's a lot going in Fortnite this week, dude. Let's go. The Polo X Fortnite. And there is obviously the one and only, the Pickle Rick. Damn, son. I kind of a bit late with that meme already, no? Isn't it? A little late with Pickle Rick, man. And Skywalker week also. Bro, insane. Insane. Candy Crush the biggest Activision game? No, I think Call of Duty is still like the one that is pumping crazy. The mobile stuff is huge too, though. Like, might be big in terms of players, maybe not in terms of money. Like the Blizzard, for example, is like not even that like big in their profits. That's for sure. That's for sure. Yeah, with mobile stuff too. Somerville, Return to Monkey Island, and more coming to Game Pass. The Monkey Island Football Manager, a Ghost Song actually, Pentiment, Tianding, Vampire Survivors, Somerville, Walking Dead, a bunch of it. Alright. Pentiment I kinda want to. We'll see. I hope I'll get that. Hope I'll get that to play that. Well, I mean, with Game Pass, I kind of can. It's just going to be over right before that. And we'll see. Maybe I'll just continue it. Maybe I'll try to get, like, the press code that they send. I'm just not sure how exactly it works. Because it kind of was PPA last time I did it, so we'll see. I think it should. I just need to wait until my Game Pass is over. And then I try to request the press one. And then I activate that. Then it should work. Last time I tried to activate it when mine was already going, I think. It's leaving Game Pass, Football Manager 2022, Art of Rally, Fate Tactics, Next Space Rebel, One Step from Eden, and Superland. Superland is nice though. Let's go in. Embracer Group shuts down Square Enix Montreal studio just months after acquiring it. See, they just 3 weeks ago they renamed it Onoma, and now they're gone. Now they're gone. Now it's best known for its work on the Go series, turn-based spin-offs of popular 80s interactive titles designed for mobile. This includes Hitman Go, Lara Croft Go, and Deus Ex Go. Most recent work was Tomb Raider Reloaded, which came to mobile devices earlier this year, and their future plans involved a title based on Avatar: The Last Airbender. And now they're gone. Closure is part of cost-cutting initiative, and that Eidos Montreal will have projects scaled back and cut as well. Some of these resources will be redirected to assist in the development of a game in the Fable franchise, led by Playground Games. Well, yeah, like the Embracer at this point has so many studios that they probably started like optimizing stuff. Like, why have like that many like QA departments, for example, for all the studios? When you can have like just a few that are gonna work on different projects whenever it's needed, for example, or something like this. So they're gonna be probably dealing with that stuff now. Got skin to 100. Nice, Steve, nice. The farm. Atomic Hearts targets a February release date. The release date trailer. Alright, sure. Let's see that one. Now let's see that one. Wonka sound. War. A lot of way to dankness. Trailer is way too zoomer, man. Blood Bowl is in February? Yeah, I saw that like a couple of days before they announced, yeah. Finally some date. Oh, there's the gameplay, I see. Trailer is indeed not very good in my opinion. There's a bit too much stuff going on. There's the gameplay for this stuff. Yeah, the 10 minutes of gameplay there. Oh yeah, this one, alright.
This month's IGN first
Alright,
is
this
Atomic
one.
Heart.
Alright, back to music. Used to do in the IGN just like raw gameplay before. That was such a good thing. Raw gameplay with sound. Nice. Don't need like any commentary there. I can't wait it to be a bit as fuck. Could be, The Giga Bowl. It sounds like it's gonna be a fucking PPG fight. At least as a melee, you can see it's already being quite PPG. That's pretty nice. Well, I mean, so far so good. The thing is, like the segments and stuff that were shown before, they look kind of alright. It's like it's how the whole shebang gonna be, you know. Because even like from the expose that we read last week, it was about, you know, like they have like a bunch of like cool ideas, a bunch of cool things. A lot of these trailers are basically like specifically engineered just for, you know, the showcase sorta. And they specifically just like, you know, get some features and set things up just for the demo or for the trailer and something, and then just try to like kind of, you know, like slam it in the game, or like put the developers in front of the fact that they need to add it now because, you know, we thought it's cool, so here's this like a new enemy. He does these waves, you need to jump, so now you guys need to redo the jump height so it doesn't look PP again, because that kind of actually looks really low as a jump. And then they redo the jump height, and then suddenly, you know, like half of the obstacles in the game already jumpable, and you can just like go out of bounds and jump where you're not supposed to jump. So they now need to redo all that shit too, you know. And here you go. So we'll see how all this goes, huh? Hey, John. Militize the spin your camera. Yeah, that like the circle swing was a bit too dank, I feel. It looked cheap and fake. I'm not sure about cheap, but I'm not sure about fake. But yeah, it as I said, it all depends on how it's gonna be like in the release. Because like the separate fights, separate concepts and things might be cool, but like how it's gonna be in the end, that looks like a clusterfuck stuff here. Not gonna lie. Especially in the melee. I mean, it is Zip, yeah. It still kind of goes for like Bioshock-esque stuff there. So it still does. I just don't really see any abilities being used actually yet. Was there some? Scripted? Wait, what scripted? I think that's like the regular fight basically, and it's even kind of not too bad for the shooter game because there's like, you know, some mechanics pretty much. Like it's nothing innovative though, not the first time, but it's good. Seen worse. Like what was even like the boss fights and stuff in like the Bioshock. The Songbird, I guess, or something, that where he wasn't even like really fighting the Songbird. I think you would like needed to do some environmental stuff for that. So like, I mean, yeah, that's how it is. You just like read the movesets, and yeah, that's gonna be the spin like this. Some way to think stuff. Yeah. So it's gonna be some kind of like more or less like big boss, I guess, since they have what's the name? Like some sort of like this like little art animation for the death. Yeah, that's the thing for boss fight. That's not too bad though. I mean, it might be maybe a little chaotic, requires a little bit of tuning or something, especially for some builds, I guess. But like mechanics and stuff, that's all right. Yeah, this attack gives you plenty of time and like easy to read, for example. It's not too bad. I see, Jude. I see. It's all good, man. Don't worry. We can't just roll over your enemy. I mean, he tries. You dodge. You have the dodge, man. He can't roll over you because you dodge. Easy life. Well, I mean, it's also kind of like one of the things about the realism, right? Like, dude, when you like shoot enemy multiple times, you need to. They should die in one go. Or this kind of stuff. That's already kind of a bit different type of argument, let's say. Yeah, the fact that he can't kill you instantly, just rolling over you, that's already a different story. Not to mention that it probably played on like easy difficulty. Because in the first attempt he was like eating all these waves completely. This attack will be annoying though. Because you need to dodge the waves and it also kind of jumps towards you. It even has like different death animations there on different ways you die, alright. That's kind of cool little detail though. And not like super crazy hard to make, but kind of cool. Even though like probably not super noticeable by many people. Yeah, it has some gimmicks, has some mechanics at least, that's fine. Yeah, I'm kind of concerned how in general it's gonna work. Like the stuff that they showed specifically, you know, engineered for the showcase, that was good. But how it all works together cohesively, and that's a different story. That's a different story. 5-6 orange things that might get boring. Yeah, that I can see. That I can see. Like they need to tune the timing between exposing those thingies. Like I guess shooting him in general is kind of pointless. Or maybe if you bait with some attack to ram into the middle structure. That suction one I kinda don't like though. The suction attack. That sounds kinda like a weird one. Seems kinda weird, eh? Actually, no, you do damage with the regular attack. Seems like not a lot though. Or do you? Don't think so. It's like I don't know what's the point shooting there. You just need to chunk these. That's gonna be a lot of chunks though, judging by amount of HP you take with one. Yeah, it's gonna be probably quite a while. So not sure, not sure. Yeah, this you can see here with the bar if you're dealing damage or not. Yeah. I guess it's just like literally just like dodging, surviving until it exposes itself. Yeah, if you need to do this for too long, it's just gonna be like, bruh. And then in the end, you just die to some dumb shit and you just mold out. I can see that already. And pull forces to kill it to keep the rhythm. No, so you like don't relax and just wait for stuff. I mean, maybe, not sure. What we're being said is just like, yeah, like the death basically. You died, literally, just like in kind of like weird way, sorta. Like Elden Ring boss fight. I mean, they wanted to make some cool stuff pretty much. That's how their idea of this game works in general from what we read last week. So yeah, probably maybe after, like, you know, like the main guy who is calling a lot of shots in the studio and a lot of his ideas going through no matter what. Probably played recently Elden Ring or something else and decided to make some like very, you know, very intricate boss design or something. And the wave is only the threat, I guess. Yeah, I guess, true. Damn, son, you... Bro, nice. Nice YouTube there, right there. Instantly switching to some stuff people might not want to see. Amazing. Thank you, IGN. Beautiful. Beautifully made. The robot in The Incredibles. Yeah, actually kinda could be. True. Sony reveals PlayStation VR 2 release date, price, bundle, and new games. Standard package will retail at $549.99. Includes headset, 2 PSVR Sense controllers, and stereo headphones. Damn, even the headphones, insane. So generous. We want something to play out of the box. PlayStation VR 2 Horizon Call of the Mountain bundle has you covered. Edition runs for $600 and tosses in a digital code for the first-person Horizon spin-off on top of everything that comes in the standard package. It's like $60, not $50, alright. The charger controllers without using your PS5 USB ports. Feast your eyes on the PlayStation VR Sense controller charging station. Only $50. Damn, for charging. Amazing. In addition, 11 new PSVR 2 titles have been unveiled. And After the Fall, post-apocalyptic co-op shooter by the studio behind Arizona Sunshine, 2023. Cities VR Enhanced Edition, improved version of VR edition of City Skylines. There's VR City Skylines. Holy shit, alright. Casmodia's High, restore an alien high school in this wacky adventure title from makers of Job Simulator. Crossfire Sierra Squad, a new VR first-person shooter, the Crossfire franchise. Dark Pictures Switchback VR. Roller Coaster VR horror action shooter by Supermassive Games. Hidimea, hello. How you doing? Hello Neighbor Search and Rescue. Team with friends to free a captive friend in this VR take on Hello Neighbor. Jurassic World Aftermath Collection, enhanced bundle of parts 1 and 2 of the Jurassic Park survival action game. The Light Brigade, a roguelike first-person shooter with procedurally generated levels. A Pistol Whip, claim the rhythm action game is enhanced for PSVR 2 and will be a free upgrade to existing owners. Tentacular, solving physics-based puzzles as a giant adorable kraken. A Zenith the Lost City, a VR MMORPG. Damn son. Damn son. Pricey and non-existent in stores, yeah. Well, yeah, that's quite a chunky boy. I mean, it's not Index. It's not really Index, but it's also not the Quest. So, price-wise. So I would say quite chunky there. Now Kojima addressed the Blue Box Game Studios' abandoned conspiracies. They just keep sending me pictures of this Hassan, Kojima told the Game Awards producer Geoff Keighley in the episode, according to VGC. They still send me collages and deepfake images, like 20 a day. It's really quite a nuisance. Kojima later says, I have never spoken with Hassan, the game is yet to be released. I don't think there's much he can do or say at this point, but if he releases the game, people might understand, so maybe he should just hurry up and release it. Let's see. Well, he didn't even say shit, really. Alright. So, yeah, looks like he doesn't... he's not on that. He could say something about it way before, though, to not escalate all this fiesta into something. And yeah, there was already like a whole 2 minutes of gameplay of New Kojimbo's game leaked, by the way, too. I guess it was kind of also like cleared because I didn't really like see a lot of news about it like when I was getting the notes, only like on Twitter when we were going through it a couple days ago. But yeah, there's like a 2-minute raw gameplay footage there already of his new stuff, including the name, bunch of screenshots and stuff like this. So now that got leaked. Alright. Oh, damn, they made holy shit. Alright. I hope everything's good, man. It's alrighty. Life is alrighty. Then yeah, that doesn't sound very good. The podcast in English now, yeah. I think it was though, no? I think he was trying to do that in English already. Unless they use translators or something for that. Hope it's nothing serious, Nibia. Hope it's nothing serious. Mario Plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope gets 3 expansions next year. That's a Season Pass exclusive, by the way, DLC one. Bruh, dude, fucking Ubisoft monetization. I mean, hard to say, it's also Nintendo, so I'm not sure who's worse there. It's like the DLC, like it's not even Season Pass giving you like the value to get the DLCs nowadays. Now you get Season Pass to get some DLC because otherwise you can't even get it. Because Season Pass exclusive there, alright. New combat game mode, alright. And then you have a whole bunch of DLCs after too. With Rayman and stuff, I see. $30 Game Pass too. Or 90 bucks Game Edition. Oof, man. Oof. What a time to be alive, man. What a time to be alive. IKEA issues cease and desist against indie developer. A furniture retailer demands changes to unreleased horror game. The store is closed. Cooperative survival game that's currently in development and seeking funding on Kickstarter. The tale is set in an infinite furniture store where players will need to craft weapons and build fortifications to survive the night, while they build towers to the sky to find a way out. Press outlets likened the project to a horror game set in an IKEA store, which has prompted the retailer to issue a cease and desist letter to Shaw. He has 10 days to change the game and remove all indicia associated with the famous IKEA stores. It wasn't exactly associated with them, outside of being a furniture store. Oh, damn, I see. Well, hopefully only one-off thing, dude. Hopefully. Now everyone knows about the game, I guess, yeah. Game uses a blue and yellow sign with a Scandinavian name on the store, a blue box-like building, yellow vertical striped shorts identical to those worn by IKEA personnel, a gray path on the floor. Gray path on the floor, yeah, that's very unique. Furniture that looks like IKEA, yeah, that is also like very... Product signage that looks like IKEA signage, alright. Well, I guess like the color scheme and stuff I could kinda somewhat like see, but like still, dude, this is so... It's a stretch. All the foregoing immediately suggests that the game takes place in a IKEA store. Shaw shared an early alpha build with Kotaku and addressed some of the retailer's complaints. For example, the game store is called Stier, which is both a joke spelling of the word store and the Swedish word for controls. Blue box-like building only ever appears on the menu screen, as does the blue and yellow signage. Meanwhile, the furniture displayed in-game comes from generic furniture asset packs Shaw purchased. Obviously. Starter campaign and other promotional materials also make no mention of the word IKEA. Nonetheless, the retailer's lawyers maintain that the store is closed constitutes unauthorized use of the IKEA indicia, constitutes unfair competition and false advertising. Damn, son. Currently seeking legal advice, but told Kotaku he's also preparing to follow IKEA's demands. He's going to spend last week of my Kickstarter preparing an update for all the new alpha testers, but now I've got to desperately revamp the entire look of the game so I don't get sued. Oof. That's an oof, man. There was like what was the furniture BR game? I forgot the name. There was like some BR or something game and furniture store where you're using like furniture as weapons too. That one was, I think, like kind of more IKEA-like, and it was fine. I guess maybe it was free to play, so no one cared about. Not sure. Not sure. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 physical sales up over 40% compared with Vanguard UK box charts. Bayonetta 3 debuts in 3rd place. Yeah, hard to move Call of Duty there. On Call of Duty, FIFA, and then Bayonetta. I mean, not too bad for Bayonetta to get that close to the mastodons there. Call of Duty and FIFA, man. All you need in your life. What else do you even need? All you need to be happy. PlayStation 5 reaches 2 billion consoles sold in Japan. After launching in November 2020, the disc-based model led system sales with 1.75 million units sold. So they don't even buy the... Yeah, digital-only model sold 278,000 copies. So they don't even... They do really like their discs in Japan, alright. No digital. In Japan, PlayStation 5 model increased to $370 for the disc model and $302 for the digital console. There's like such like unreal prices. It's crazy, dude. Like for here like twice the price, maybe even thrice the price you can expect to have. Or probably twice. Yeah, what 2.5 times more you will probably get it here for. Probably, yeah. Actually, like almost 400. Yeah, I guess 2 times, like $800. Yeah, sounds like about it. Yeah, they also complained that they like fully stocked on them, like well, like the full warehouses of consoles, but you know, no one's buying. Well, I mean, no shit, man. For this money, no one's gonna fucking buy for $800. No shit. NetEase unveils its new studio GP Track 50, and developer will be overseen by a longtime Capcom producer Hiroyuki Kobayashi. Yeah, it's like the very beautiful names they have there. GP Track 50. Kobayashi's career includes a 27-year stint at Capcom, where he was a producer of franchises such as Sengoku Basara, Devil May Cry, and Resident Evil. Support and respect from NetEase is understanding me and my team's development achievements and values. I will build a stronger team with the goal of creating more original, quality contents that will satisfy users around the world, he said. It sounds like another Google Translate. I'll see. PlayStation first half year revenues rise to $8.8 billion. PS5 shifts 5.7 million units in 6 months. PS Plus subscribers down in Q2. The numbers, the highlights. Let's see. Alright, so the game and network services. Okay, this one. Revenue in the game network services category grew a whopping 75% to reach $4.9 billion. Sony still noted a decrease in sales for non-first-party titles, including DLC, but there was a positive impact of foreign exchange rates that explains the growth. They're benefiting from the exchange rates, then son. Shipped 3.3 million units during first quarter compared to 2.4 million during quarter 1, like last year, I guess. For a total of 5.7 million since the beginning of the financial year. Okay, quarter 2, I guess then. Sony also sold 62.5 million software units across PS4 and PS5 for the quarter, including 6.7 million first-party titles. 63% of its software sales were digital. So they still like mostly sell multiple. I mean, they don't have any exclusives, basically, kinda. So I guess. The game segment operating income also was down 71% to $642 million, but revenue was up an impressive 63.6% to $8.8 billion. The revenue 8.8 bill, but the income is 642 million. Damn, son. It's not a high margin there, seems like, for them. For the profits. FIFA 23 pushes EA to a slight sales growth. The most successful launch in series history helps publisher finish Q2 with revenues up 4%, but bookings slide 5%. So revenue up, bookings down, and net income up. Most successful launch in the franchise's history, which is like every year pretty much is the most successful one. Wonder how long can it continue? Even the next one already not gonna be called FIFA, so that's probably when it's gonna stop. Delivered on our revenue and profit commitments driven by EA Sports portfolio and our multi-platform live services business. Resilient business model, disciplined execution, and healthy underlying fundamentals were poised to deliver long-term growth. The ultimate corpus speech. So did they mention any of those live service games, what they consider even them? That's the forecast, alright. So the revenue gonna grow and net income gonna grow. The net bookings is a more accurate indicator, but the revenues of how much money people spent on these games in the quarter were down. Now see. Clearly not exempt from the slowdown in sales that has been impacting other publishers in the industry of late. The recession, man, Monka is. Everything's slowing down, gaming dying. And more so FIFA, you think so? I'm not sure actually if it'll hurt FIFA. Well, I mean, it's gonna hurt FIFA because FIFA wasn't doing anything and getting a lot of money from it, right? So, unless they will find another one who will work for them and make money for them and pay them for license, that hurts them for sure. Other than that, I'm not sure. I think if they will find like a decent company to continue, they might be even like benefiting from that. Well, actually kind of hard to say. Like the FIFA only way for FIFA to benefit is to get the studio that will pay them even more in licenses, right? And that I kind of doubt they can. So like I guess the FIFA kind of taking an L no matter what. But I think EA also gonna take a huge L though. Because like I don't know, in my opinion, like most of the people who like spend a bunch on that, they do that for like names. Like if they manage to get all the teams and all the players in their new game, which like I'm not sure how like legally is like a big like I remember like there was an article about that stuff. There's like some like the Union of Football Players, like separate organization that like kind of sells like rights for the players. Then there's all the teams, right? So like it's like it's complicated basically. If they manage to keep all the teams and all the players in game, then it might be fine. It might be fine. If not, then like I think no one cares about, you know, like the mechanics, how good graphics are, football mechanics, dribbling and stuff. No one gives a shit. I think most of the players who buy that stuff is like, oh shit, it's my favorite team there. I'm gonna play as my favorite team. That's pretty much it. Imho at least. So if they're not gonna be able to get that in, then like their new game probably not gonna even like really lift. It's still gonna sell because it's Electronic Arts, right? But they're gonna lose the name that gives them all the sales. Then they're gonna if it also loses the players and teams that make them sales, then yeah, not sure. No, they're still gonna hold the majority of the rights. Okay, well that might be fine then. They're just gonna lose some players because it's not gonna be called FIFA anymore. So I'm gonna be like gonna need to spend more on marketing and stuff. Probably to reach people who don't know, which is probably most of the FIFA audience who won't know, who don't like follow news and stuff, right? They just go to the store and see some FIFA, they buy some FIFA, then that's it. They don't really care, so it's gonna be harder to get those back. But yeah, the FIFA themselves, I mean, FIFA themselves might let some good partnership though. Like they can get like, I don't know, like Take-Two or something, right? Like who makes the NBA, like the 2K basically series, for example. They can get also like FIFA 2K, you know. Those guys also, I think, can produce like similar level of quality, and they already like milk another sports franchise, might as well, you know. I think that might be the move actually, but it depends if they will be ready to pay that much money. Like after all, EA pieced out from them because they weren't ready to pay that much anymore, didn't want to pay that much anymore, and I don't think many other studios will agree to pay that much probably. I'm not sure if it was like in some, probably was some absolute number, not like some percent, or maybe absolute number plus percentage of sales and stuff, so that might gatekeep a lot of companies really. Or they will need to like reduce their expectations to make from giving the license to someone. That'd be kind of weird though. There'll be like multiple games that will have like the same teams, same players and stuff. That will be actually that would be kind of weird first, but second, I guess that would be right though, because there's gonna be some sort of like competition, you know. It's not gonna be like the one game. Now it's gonna be like two big players on the market potentially, and then people already will be kind of picking, you know, where's the mechanics and graphics and stuff like this better. And that will be kind of good in the end, probably for everyone involved. Former Niantic developers form new studio Vaudeville. North Carolina-based developer working on 2 narrative games to be released in 2023. The Niantic. Yeah, that's the... From like stuff like Pokemon Go and stuff to the narrative games, short form indie experiences. That's kind of cool though. Like when, you know, people working like in the big corp, in the big industry, and then after some point, you know, just kind of like branch out, make studio, and just make some like projects for themselves that they want to make. That I think is the beauty of the indie gaming market nowadays, especially. It gives you a lot of opportunities. Just do what you like to do. Epic Games investigating a contractor accused of using access for profit. Contractor allegedly sold weapon codes and manipulated Fortnite map discoverability to boost creator payouts. The fuck? Allegations include selling Fortnite weapon codes on the black market and boosting the discoverability of maps made by his friends in the Battle Royale. News of these alleged action was brought to the Epic attention on Twitter by fan-run channel FN News. The account highlighted that Epic had already pulled down multiple videos regarding the situation. Videos shared game industry biz detailed more allegations, including the claim that the contractor manipulated Fortnite content creator payouts. He's also said to have used developer permissions to promote friends' maps in Fortnite's player discoverability and on social media. Damn, son. They blocked this contractor's access to Epic's system while we actively investigate these claims. A video was taken down because of the sensitive personal information included about creators in the Fortnite community. Damn, son. So they need to be kind of realistic. Yeah, for sure, yeah. You need to, for sure. Well, I mean, you know, you still kind of like chase your opportunity to make the game of your life. Then you get slapped and, you know, return back to normal. I mean, you know, that's just kind of how it goes. You tried, didn't succeed. Maybe you'll return to it back again at some point. I can take like all the winning shots, you know. Can't take all the W's. Oh, the people in the queue. Monka is. How's the speed on the queue? How are you checking on the site probably, right? No, worst case is gonna be a bit of Runeterra. Probably, we'll see. Nico Partners, China games market to decline for the first time in 20 years. PC sectors return to growth offset by lower spending in mobile games, among other factors. Damn, the PC is gonna stay in the recessions. Game revenues projected to decline 2.5% to $45.44 billion. Mobile to shrink 5.1% to $30 billion, represents 66% of total market. PC up 2% to 13.6 billion, first year of growth since 2017. Damn son. Oh, you can queue yourself. Oh, I see, alright. Gonna join you there soon. Gonna join you there soon. Frontier acquires a complex games. Publisher's first studio acquisition priced at up to 11.6 billion pounds. That's the developers behind the Warhammer 40k Chaos Gate Demon Hunters, launched with a third-party label Frontier Foundry in May. The deal marks the debut acquisition for the UK-based firm, and Frontier has said that it will continue to explore opportunities to grow Frontier's resources. Okay, everyone is on acquisition spree now, dude. Everyone is on that acquisition. I wonder how like recession will work with that though. Is it still gonna be like the full-on acquisition galore? I mean, it kind of actually even makes more like I think like a lot of like the economical shit like this is kind of like perfect time for them to like do acquisitions and stuff, right? Because like a lot of like smaller studios probably gonna kind of have issues and struggle with keeping afloat, so they can just, you know, buy a bunch for very small money because they are huge already. They have some money to spare. New IRL Battle Royale, yeah. It's time to start developing some trash stuff and getting acquired and piecing out. You can be making a gacha, yeah. Acquisition Blizzard, damn. The rich do well in recessions, yeah, exactly. Like they have some sort of like financial security going, and yeah, they can just do a bunch of good investments basically, because you know everyone's gonna be kind of suffering. Yeah, if it's like more stability, that's not too bad. Yeah, that is true. Like some small studio, like I mean, for example, the Despots game developers, they got acquired by Tiny Build, I think. And I mean, for them that probably was really good because they got pretty chunky paycheck, which I was actually even surprised because like I didn't think the game is like that kind of. I mean, it's good, right? I played it, but I didn't think it's like that good for that amount of money, and they all got like pulled from here. I think to Serbia actually or something. So, you know, like if I would be there, I would be happy because, you know, you get some financial stability and you getting the fuck out from the country too. Seems like a good deal, man. Seems like a good deal. And NetEase takes minority stake in Liquid Swords. Chinese firm invests in Swedish indie outfit led by Just Cause director Christopher Sundberg. And another one. Stars was founded in 2020 by Christopher Sundberg, best known as the founder of Avalanche Studios and director of the first Just Cause game. He is currently working on his debut project, an unannounced AAA open world title. Investment will fuel the development of the title, as well as the Liquid Swords aims to expand its team and move into brand new office space. The New Blood, New Blood in general is pretty nice in this sense, yeah, that is true. Oh, that is, well, I mean, I'm not sure if New Blood is actually like acquiring them though. I think New Blood is more like publishing, kind of same with like Devolver, like they don't really acquire much, they just publish and that's pretty much it. Like I don't think they go ham with acquisitions. Yeah, that one we looked in more in detail yesterday, I think, right? A New York pay transparency law gives insight into games industry salaries, which is a really good law. So now companies are required to share salaries in New York, which like the salaries here are not exactly you know a good example because New York is expensive as fuck. So like the huge numbers are not super representative. Would be weird if they wouldn't pay that much. I got the Twitch listings actually too. The Twitch in New York there. Associate dialogue designer between 50,000 and 57,000. It's time. They need me to design some dialogues, man. I'm down. Work for food, eh? Get me out of here. Starting to happen in London, the living wage. I see. Wait, well, the living wage is like probably some standards for pay, right? Like they need to pay some amount. But here it's kind of like they don't need to pay anything. They just need to share the amount they pay, which is, in my opinion, is really good. Because we used to have that. Like you go to like the job sites, all listings had like how much you're gonna be earning. Worst case it would be just a range, right? In best case it'll be like exact number you can expect. And now you go there and it's like nothing. You go there like the salary gonna be defined after the interview. Alright, nice. So you just don't even know, like, you know, some sort of approximate how to, you know, price yourself pretty much on the interview and stuff. Like you don't see, like when no one posts anything, you don't even know, you know, like how much is like the specialist of this kind will earn, you know, if you just getting started, sorta. No, I see, Blue. I see. Yeah, that's a really good thing to do. There should be more of that. They should have more of that. Very nice. Helps people to understand how much their labor should cost even. Freedom Games locks up $10 million in funding. Play Ventures and NCN lead investment round into indie publisher behind Cardamon, Dreamscaper, and more. Yeah, these guys actually kind of like somewhat out of nowhere. They got like with like the E3 showcase they had, right? We watched. That was pretty like good and beefy showcase, actually. Kind of the good titles there and everything. It was like 30 minutes or something of like a bunch of good games, and now they're getting already a bunch of investments. Pretty good. Formerly found in August of 2020. Alright. Oh, published first game of Dreamscaper. Yeah, I played that one. Yeah, like they just appeared out of nowhere, like boom, with the good showcase instantly. Yeah, nearly 40 games on the website already. Not bad. Not bad. Twitter loses social lead for gaming, and after 9-year stint, Shiraz Siddiqui is terminated as a mass layoff sweep the tech firm. No more gaming on Twitter. To all creators, influencers, athletes, actors, streamers, and gamers I've had the pleasure of speaking to on behalf of Twitter, it's been an honor no matter what happens. Laying off half of the company's employees. Apparently, like, there was already like some news that after that they realized that they kind of fucked up and already called some people back. Not sure about how true, but I guess wouldn't surprise me really. Just getting everyone out of the company. In one go, especially. Yeah, and that too suck, yeah. Like, they kind of like, they do it expecting you're gonna undervalue yourself, right? But when you don't know, you just kind of always gonna try to shoot higher, right? And then they just don't want to bargain or something. They just like kind of like tell you to fuck off pretty much instantly, right? Or just don't call you or something after. And that's just kind of like, bro, yeah, if you would tell me the name, I would agree maybe. To tell me the number. Yeah, I really don't like that shit. Like, when there is no clear salary, is weird. Then Forever Blue could be. Alright, that seems like it. And one second, actually. Let's check this here. Let's see. Yeah, the titles we checked, PSVR we checked. The 80s Montreal, oh yeah, the stuff, the 80s Montreal also working on new Deus Ex apparently. Very early though. Very early in development, but yeah, the new Deus Ex is in the works apparently there. So that is good. That is very good. We will see. How that will go. The Jensen game, hard to say. Could be. I haven't played the Mankind Divided DLCs, I think, and stuff, right? And that's where kinda the closure of the game even happens, right? I think I only played the main one on release. Oh, you probably can't even see it now. Oh yeah, I can probably. Well, I mean, I can see it in my library, I guess. Yeah, I don't think I have any DLCs. Yeah, some like pre-order stuff, I guess. Consumables pack. Yeah, that was microtransactions there. Ends in the cliffhanger, I see. Yeah, it doesn't close anything anyway. Alright, I see. Well, I can't really obtain the DLCs because, yeah, the store page is just not working, so yeah. Fun times, fun places, you know. The third game would end it, yeah. We'll see. I mean, they probably will. Hard to say, though. It might be just a fucking remaster or the, you know, the reboot for the Deus Ex, for example. Like remake even of the first game or something. Especially since it's, you know, THQ taking over. They might just, you know, just pump some remakes, bro. We like that shit. Have all the franchises. Time to remake everything. Alright, let's get back to business, or rather we're gonna get back to a queue probably, because the news are pretty much done for today. Pretty much, it kind of feels like a little bit more calm lately, not gonna lie. Not like it's a bad thing, but yeah, in a month we're gonna get the Game Awards, so you know, that's gonna be a bunch of stuff there. A bunch of stuff there. Alright, so let's get back to queue. Mankind divided twice. No, I only play once. Only play once. A Revolution also once, I think. Then maybe we'll do playthroughs on stream at some point. Why not? I don't remember if I played Revolution DLCs, actually. I think I watched Ella play them, but I don't remember if I played them personally. That would be kind of nice to get through. Let's go, get the... back